bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The transportation industry in the country bracing itself for major changes at the legislative level. The Minister of State for Transport, while in Grand Bahama, recently met with those in the industry to hear their concerns and to advise them of the proposed changes. Joan Davis-Rolle has this story.
The taxi union here in Grand Bahama.
According to the Minister of State for Transport and Aviation, the Honorable Hope Strawn, she was compelled to meet with transportation stakeholders on Grand Bahama once again, not only as a follow-up, but as a prelude to pending legislative changes within the transportation industry.
Under the New Providence Road Improvement Project, we are mandated to review the Road Traffic Act. The Road Traffic Act, of course, affects the taxi drivers here in Grand Bahama. And so we wanted to have some of their concerns heard and met so that as we move towards amending the act and or creating a new road traffic act as well as new regulations, we want to be able to address their concerns in a very comprehensive way.
Strawn gave the assurance that a myriad of local transportation issues are currently being addressed.
As a tourist destination, they are what we call our ambassadors of first sighting by the tourist. And they, they are very important in terms of what they do and how they greet our visitors and the conditions. And so we have to make sure that, in fact, the working environment that they have is one that is conducive to that really, really good relationship with the tourist as they embark and they take advantage of what Freeport and Grand Bahama in general has to offer. Some of the concerns were things like the disparity between some of those persons who consider themselves to be in the union and those who were independent drivers, and the new mode of business that they have, which they conducting, and they had some issues there, and we were able to get that ironed out. And then they had some concerns relative to some of the regulations, like the dress code.
While some transportation issues have been resolved, Strawn noted that swift action could not be assured regarding other concerns.
One of the concerns that they had was the ability to be able to improve their cabs by way of a tax exemption. Of course, we have to look at it in totality as it relates to the entire economy and whether or not it is viable and feasible at this time. And so it is a matter that we will be looking to address.
Joan Davis-Rolle, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Joan. Well, the 15th annual Acme Mousetrap Car and Bottle Rocket competition was held at the St. George's Gymnasium today. Tonight, Sabrina Brown tells us that scores of aspiring scientists and engineers were involved in this exciting event.
Public and private schools on Grand Bahama came together for this year's SACME Face-Off. Engineer Dennis Knoll says, over the years, SACME has grown into the largest pre-college alliance in the United States. He believes the work of the organization is making a big difference.
Of the 60,000 SACME graduates to date, 90% have gone on to a four-year college or university, with 3/4 of them majoring in science, math, engineering, or a technology-related field.
Deputy Director of Education Sandra Edgecombe commended the students for their efforts, and she admonished them to stay focused.
In an age of technology and scientific advancement, it is most important that you students remain focused in your work. Your rocket might not fly as high, or your mousetrap might not go as far as you wish it to go this time. But whatever it has taken you to go this distance, that must be what propels you to imagine and design what it will take for you to go to even greater distances.
Minister for Grand Bahama Dr. Michael Darville, a trained engineer, says he understands the importance of science and technology to the growth and development of the country.
As Minister for Grand Bahama, I have seen firsthand the importance of technical training and how it ties directly to our economic growth and development. Our vibrant industrial sector is certainly playing a vital role in job creation. But now we must all put our best foot forward to ensure that we develop the manpower resources to capitalize on these new exciting jobs.
As Grand Bahama is the industrial capital of the Bahamas, Minister Darville encouraged the students to consider careers in this developing sector.
Companies like the Grand Bahama Power Company, Borco, the Grand Bahama Shipyard, and yes, the container port, all are projecting growth in the industrial sector over the next 10 to 15 years. They are also reminding us that career paths in science and technology for our high school students is a must, and they constantly express the need for young professionals in all engineering disciplines.
The winning junior and senior teams will travel to Daytona Beach, Florida in June to participate in the 37th annual SACME National Student Engineering Competition. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Sabrina. And finally, in news tonight, members of a local church family are still appealing to Grand Bahama to help them with their rebuilding efforts. Megan Shepard has this story.
The Church of God Temple Peachtree Street on its way to rebuilding since suffering losses caused by a fire in November of 2012. Senior pastor Bishop Lawnford Bethel says since the fire, they have done quite a bit to the structure.
We have had carpenters come in to do some structural repairs, and we have had the electrician come in to install new electrical installations. And we've also had the AC people, air conditioning people, come in to gut out all of the previous installation and to restore them brand new.
Bishop Bethel says while much has been done, they are still in need of hundreds of thousands of dollars to complete repairs. Associate Pastor Conrad Jones says this Friday they plan to host a gospel concert to help raise additional funds.
A major explosion is going to happen here in Grand Bahama at the Jubilee Cathedral. And there's going to be a number of artists, including the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band, Bahama Brass Band, and a whole number of artists within the community, like I said, that's coming together to help us to be able to raise funds to complete the work that we have started.
Both pastors say they are grateful to the Grand Bahama community for its generosity, and they are praying for a speedy completion.
By the month of June, July, we're hoping that we can bring it to a completion. But I would like also to add my personal gratitude to those persons who have assisted us from the community, the business and Christian community as well. And we want to let them know how much we appreciate their efforts in trying to assist us in getting the building restored.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team,
I'm Megan Shepard.
I'm Shasheena. Have a great evening.